you feeling? Alrighty. It's gonna be the last conversation I record today. Wait, don't laugh at me. No. You don't understand. I've been struggling trying to record stuff. Let me try that. Is this working? I hope that works. We'll see. Alrighty. Cool beans. How are you feeling? Any dating stuff? It's almost. Wait, no. I didn't say that so you would give me some. I know people normally do that. Okay, yeah, just a little bit. Thanks. Wait. I'll pay you back. You wait. You wait until Thursday. Appreciate you. You just gave me some life with that one. Okay. So essentially, Tarik, this is not going to take long. Where's mine? Can you do me a favor? Can you put 19 minutes and 30 seconds or 19 minutes on your clock? Nope. Oh, really?
She's not in there. I just found out she left her. Thank you.
Okay. You fancy. That's fine. You can get a fancy watch too. So essentially, for our agenda, I'm just gonna ask you how today went. I'm gonna ask you for like feedback, what I could have done more of, what I could have done less of. Please be honest, seriously. Then I'm gonna ask you about what you thought your strengths were. I've pulled out a few strengths like that were huge, and then you're gonna share your strengths. I have some data points for us. We can go over deliverables, so like the homework piece, and then we can practice a little bit, and then that'll be it. So, honest, how was today for you, and do you feel like you learned anything?
Yeah, it was probably weird, just a weird feeling
Was
at
it weird?
first. At first, but then it was okay. Learned, then it definitely helped me because it reminded me to narrate right after. So, yeah. A couple times that pause in there that I talked about. You were like, narrate. So that kind of, yeah. I don't know what it is about that pause.
And there's nothing wrong with like a pause, but when you're narrating and you see students like already working towards it, to narrate them for that attention is real. Okay.
Kind of like I guess instead of narrating while they're getting there, I think I'd wait for all three instead of just narrate what I see. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what I like subconsciously do. You know what I mean? I'm scanning for like all three and then try to go down instead of just going as I see you. Hey, you're sitting quiet.
Right.
You know, so like
that's real. So they're already getting that positive attention.
You know, you like that. Grab that. So it's like that made me do it like as I saw the one instead of looking for the next one. So I think real. I do that. I think I wait for
to see all three of the pieces.
And then
you
go,
say, oh,
yeah,
so and so has done it.
Yeah. Instead of just getting them to see they do it.
That is real. Okay. Do you have any feedback for me? Any feedback at all? Like, could you hear me at some points? You couldn't hear me at others.
Only one time I couldn't hear you.
Okay.
And I don't know if you put my signal on that.
Maybe I didn't because I could have been writing. I don't know, but
it was just only like one instance.
Really?
Yeah. I think you said a name in particular. And I really couldn't.
Okay, so then that tells me that next time I get on the walkie, I should press the button, wait for a second, and then start talking so you can hear the first piece of what I'm saying. Okay. Awesome. And then, what do you think your strengths were this morning? Don't give me that face. What were your strengths?
I think relationships with the kids, like work energy, and I try to make it. I try to always make it fun for them while they're learning, especially at the age.
Right. So I'm going to agree with you on all accounts, and I can read to you what I wrote down. Laughter was huge. Not only were students laughing, but you were laughing. I don't know if that was fake or if that was real, but you were laughing. And so it was like contagious. And so a couple times I heard myself like, when I was listening to the recording, giggling and stuff. And I was like, why am I giggling? And so you were really encouraging to students like the entire time. There was never one time where I needed to, cue you to encourage a student because you'd already done that. Your energy was contagious. You were really, really enthusiastic, and I think you were so hype about that little.
The rocket.
Thank you. You were hype about the rocket. Then they were hype about the rocket and counting. So that was bomb. And then there were several times where you just kind of self-corrected when you were giving MVP directions. So you would stop yourself, and then you would restate it, and then you would start narrating. So I think that was huge. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Like. Your face is not giving me too much, so I feel the need to ask you.
I told you that's me.
I know, that's why I'm asking.
I'm like a blank, laid back canvas.
And that is okay, that's why I'm asking.
I think that kind of worked, kind of, like I said, reiterating. And a couple times you were like, hit him with it again. So that kind of helped me to get those additional MVPs and everything that we were talking about last night.
Right.
Like I said, put more MVPs in.
Right, just a couple.
Yeah,
not a ton, just a couple.
Lesson kind of, because I had the lesson done, and they were like, so I basically re-scripted it last night.
Well, the re-scripting, I think, went quite well, especially when I'm thinking about holding students' attention. So, yeah. And then just so you know, when I'm thinking about like, the strengths that you listed and the strengths that I listed, and then like some of the overlap in those, I have some of the cues that I gave you. They better be happy over there. So some of the cues, so when I'm thinking about MVP directions, I cued you 7 times to give directions, and then 4 other times you did it without needing a cue from me, all pieces. I cued you 13 times to narrate, and then 5 times you just started narrating other directions that you had given. I cued you to give an attention grabber 3 times, which we have to talk about because I know y'all's attention grabber is like, touch your, thank you, talking stop. There you go. I don't know why I can't remember that for the life of me. And then there were a few times I had cued you just to move on in terms of like pacing. Was that awkward for you? Like when I cued you, okay, move on. Like, did you feel like I was like cutting you off or anything, or?
No, because I think sometimes I do get like a little lag time, I guess. Just to, I'm not sure why. I mean, actually, it was very appropriate to that help me get to, especially with us only having 20, with me only having 23 minutes to get through everything.
You didn't have a lot of time at all.
I really like to keep that pace. So that, that helped when we were like kind of go to the next step.
Okay. As long as you didn't feel like I was trying to rush you, but I did want you to move on to the next part for the next part for kids so that they can be doing stuff.
Yeah.
And so when I'm thinking about like what was happening in class, I was wondering like, okay, so what could be the things that could kind of really assist you? And so a new attention grabber would be really helpful because if you had an attention grabber, you could utilize that instead of constantly restating your directions all the time. So if you have an attention grabber, you could utilize the attention grabber 1 or 2 times in a row, then say your directions, and you wouldn't have to say your directions so many times because it also seemed like you were getting tired of saying the same thing over and over again. Maybe that's just me, because if you agree or disagree. But yeah, so a new attention grabber that you could roll out. And then when I was thinking about like what I cued you for, the highest cue was narration. And so I have a piece that you can utilize, and you can literally, I don't know if you walk around with your lesson plan or if you have your lesson plan laying somewhere, but using sticky notes to just post it so that for each part of your lesson, you already know what type of narrations you're going to be giving. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
Does it sound like it's going to be useful to you, or do you feel like it's going to be
like I said, I just, with that in mind, I did those. I didn't have, normally I throw the narrations in there, but I was going with so many different MVPs. I put down a blank, it's quiet, boom, whatever, and like that.
And do you normally utilize it in your lesson plan? You do? Okay. Because I always tell people, and so that's great that you already utilize it, because I normally tell people everyone doesn't always follow their lesson plan like verbatim, and so having like a bright sticky note right there.
See, that's what I'm caught up there with you now, because here, everything's scripted, whereas I normally I work better off of like bullet points. So it's like.
And what I would give you like is a bullet point for the most part.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I'm literally about to give you a bullet point. So those are just the 2 pieces. And so when I'm thinking about like homework, it's just going to be figuring out a new attention grabber, and we can do that now. And then we'll practice an example of like your narration and utilizing this thing called a triangle narration. And so the way your class is set up, y'all have the tables kind of like this, I want to say, or like this.
like,
It's like 3 and 2, right?
no, it's only 4.
There are 4.
It's like here, then a little back, that one, and that.
Okay.
Like that.
So then what we can do is like when you give your narration, since that's what we're going to be looking at, giving your narration, one person at each table. So that will force you, so you'll be able to do your little pause now and scan the entire room and then give your narration. I think that'll be really useful for you. And so how are we doing on time? How long we got?
We started at 19? I think I put 20.
So 5 minutes, 6 minutes?
Alright, 5.
Okay, cool. So just write out an MVP. Because I know you already write your MVPs in your lessons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, write out an example MVP. Okay, what you got? Read it out to me.
Quietly, with your feet under the desk, eyes and ears on me.
So I need to ask you one more question. Do you use quietly and silently interchangeably? Okay, because every time you were saying you were saying quietly during class, it sounded like you were waiting for everyone to like be silent. Okay, what do you mean by quietly?
Simmer down, and if it is discussion, like whisper voices. Silent means just.
So do you utilize, because when I was thinking about you versus Raina, I was thinking about the different messaging that students are getting. She uses bubble. You say quiet. I don't know what the other 2 teachers use. And so I was thinking about
use
consistency.
all of those, kind of. We'll say bubbles.
You didn't use bubbles.
I mean, I don't use it, but.
Oh, okay. I thought that you
but
used
like,
bubbles.
when we're like all together, we'll use bubble form to do.
Do you believe in using bubbles?
I can.
I mean, it's up to you, because when you say quietly, though, it just sounds like, because you say it over and over again, it sounds like you're waiting for students to be silent and so hush. And so when I was thinking about bubbles, if you were to say bubbles, if students already understand what that means and already know the correlation between bubbles and being silent, it might actually bring about what you're looking for. Instead of students just being quiet and then some students still talking. If they know they have to have a bubble, then it's impossible for them to talk.
Okay.
So that just might help with consistency. But yeah, so wait, what was your, I'm sorry, that was a side note. What was your direction?
Quality, feet on the desk, eyes and ears on.
And so what will your narration be for each of those? And think about one at each table.